All right, so I'm going to quickly go over the answers and the rationale for each one of these questions in the do now. So the first question asks, which sentence from the text best supports? So we're looking at which quote best supports this inference. So basically the claim. The claim is the men in Kish's village had more power than the women. So the claim is the men in Kish's village had more power than the women. So we are looking for a quote that shows a power imbalance. So we read through them and we see the first one talks about all people should have meat, right? So it is said that Bok brought home more meat than any of the two best hunters, that with his own hands he attended to the division of it, that with his own eyes he saw to it that the least old woman and the last old man received their fair share. So this particular one talks about making sure everybody is fed. B says, thou hast a wife, Ugluk, he said, and for her dost thou speak. So this quote is saying that men speak for the women in the village. C says, as I say, though Bok be dead, because he hunted over keenly, it is just that I, who am his son, and that Akiga, who is my mother and was his wife, should have meat in plenty so long as there be meat in plenty in the tribe. So he's saying here, even though my dad's dead, I can still eat and my mother should still eat. The last one says, he is no man that should talk to men and graybeards. So this last one basically says that Kish is too young to be addressing the men of the council. So out of all of these, the one that talks about power imbalance is B. Thou hast a wife, he said, and for her dost thou speak. So we can infer from this that women do not have a voice at the council, which means that men have more power than women. So notice you have to read through all of them, see which one best supports. You could say that A might support and C might kind of be close, but they are not the best. All right, number 2, because I said I'd keep this short. What does Kish do that most contributes to the central idea of leadership? So this has to do, or this piece that we read has to do with leadership. So we are looking for things that are connected to being a good leader. So A says, Kish takes a stand against the unfair allocation of meat and chooses to hunt alone to guarantee that all members of his village get their fair share of food. B says, Kish confidently addresses the council members without any fear. C says, Kish declares to the council members that his father was a highly skilled hunter and he embarks on a hunting trip to provide food for the entire village. D says Kish successfully hunts a mother polar bear and her 2 cubs. So out of all of these, the first one I can completely eliminate is this one. He can be the best hunter in the world and be a terrible leader. The next one talks about his father being a great hunter. Once again, his father can be awesome, but that doesn't mean he's going to be an awesome leader. So I'm doing process of elimination. So now we have confidently addresses the council, and we have takes a stand against the unfair allocation of meat. So leaders, you can get up in front of someone and say whatever you want to say, but that's not leadership, right? Leadership means you're leading groups. So just because he gets up and confidently addresses people doesn't make him a good leader. So out of all of these, the fact that he takes a stand to support other people and then goes out and sets an example, that is the central idea of leadership. So to answer this question, you have to think what a good leader is. So that's how you do these. You have to read through each one and look, the number one thing that you need to think about, best supports the inference. Most contributes to the central idea. All right, thank you much.